Ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event for the International Heavyweight Wrestling Championship, and it is a House of Pain match. The rules are anything goes and falls count anywhere in the building. Please welcome your special guest referee, AEW star and WWE Hall of Famer, Billy Gunn.
Well, if anybody can control this carnage, it might be all 6'5" and 270 pounds of a certifiable badass named Billy Gunn, who's in charge of overseeing this madness.
Introducing the challenger, being accompanied by Jimmy Jacobs, he is Danny Maff.
Danny Maff has been dangerous and intense and every other adjective you can think of for 25 plus years. But now with the evil genius of Jimmy Jacobs guiding him throughout Maple Leaf Pro, Danny Maff could be poised for the biggest win of his career if he's successful tonight.
You know what they say about Danny Maff? He's real, and he really is. This is not a guy you want to run into on the street, and now, with Jimmy Jacobs in his corner, I think he's got the advantage tonight, even though this is PCO's home territory.
And check out how Danny Maff has defaced the flag of Quebec. Does that say PCO sucks on it?
That's what it says.
Danny Maff is stoking the fires.
Intimidating entrances I've seen in 36 years in this business.
And you can see the love of the Montreal faithful showering PCO streamers to show that respect. PCO's been brought back from the dead more times than we can count, but he needs to survive and win this matchup to complete his resurrection. professional wrestling. Don, you and I are feeling that to our core as we soak in this energy and the love these fans have for PCO.
Absolutely, it's a special night for him, for all the people here in the great province of Quebec, but I'll say this, it's weird for me, unsettling even, to see PCO in his current iteration. He's terrifying. I managed PCO in 2003 in TNA when he came in as X, the bully of the X division. I rode the roads with him. I hung out with him. This is a different person. It's like the other person doesn't exist anymore. And it's terrifying to me. I went up to him today. I hadn't seen him in 20 years. He looked at me like he'd never met me before. That scares me. And Destro scares me, being honest.
Who knows how Destro has wired PCO to prepare him for this dangerous house of pain. No disqualification, falls count anywhere. And an example of why these fans love PCO so much. In Montreal, he's beaten the likes of Kevin Steen, El Generico, CM Punk. He's beaten Kevin Nash. He's fought the likes of the Steiner brothers, Shawn Michaels, Jerry Lawler. He's beaten Josh Alexander. PCO, even once upon a time in 1994, PCO and Jacques Rougeau beat Billy Gunn and his brother Bart here in Montreal. These fans for over 30 years have loved, supported, adored, and lived vicariously through PCO. But Don, in the 30 years I've followed PCO's career, I've never seen anyone do to him what Danny Maff did at Northern Rising.
No, Danny Maff is a guy who is not afraid of PCO, and that's one of the things you have to overcome if you get booked with PCO is the fear. Danny Maff has seen it all in his life. Let's leave it like that.
Yeah, and that entrance, the aura, the intimidation did not deter Maff for a second, who just spat in the face of PCO. It was Maff who was the reason PCO was eliminated from the Canadian Heavyweight Championship gauntlet for the gold. When PCO threw fire, Maff threw fire in PCO's face, assaulted him with a chair, and tried to hang him over the top rope before QT Marshall eliminated PCO from the match officially.
Man, Dan Maff has got a gigantic cranium. Shades of Boris Zukov.
Yes, but that just means PCO has a bigger target. Hard rights. And what about the dynamic of Destro and Jimmy Jacobs both on the outside?
You know, I think Destro is more twisted, but Jimmy Jacobs is a complete sociopath. I know that. Here we go. We got a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
we're
twisted
1 minute into this match, and we got a sledgehammer. And Billy Gunn has got to be wondering, why the hell did I take this booking?
No doubt, no doubt. And you got to keep in mind, PCO used that sledgehammer. He confronted Dan Maff at the airport a few weeks ago after Maff attacked PCO at an independent event. And if not for the police intervening, PCO would have used that sledgehammer. But Don, it's as legal as a headlock here, as they say. And yeah, Billy Gunn will have a lot to do other than count. But with the damage we've seen to the refs thus far, I'm glad we got somebody of able mind and body and in great shape to be able to handle this.
Oh, God.
And Maff may not.
Hold on to the family jewels here, Dombrowski. Oh, good Lord.
Many of those descriptors of being able mind and body do not currently describe Dan Maff. PCO has thought about this for so many weeks, and Don, I know you've guided so many to championships and career highlights, but what do you even say to somebody like Dan Maff or anybody in a match like this?
Well, I try not to talk to crazy people, and I think they're both completely insane. Which makes Jimmy Jacobs the ideal person to manage Dan Maff.
Yeah, no doubt. I think Danny Maff always always just needed someone to harness, to control, and direct his anger.
Oh boy, that wasn't smart at all.
Jimmy, do you have a death wish? Oh, Jimmy Jacobs, the mastermind behind so much of this, will pay for his sins down behind.
Oh no.
That just re-energized PCO. And punching through the chair. My God.
Jimmy Jacobs, one of the smarter guys I've ever come across in the business, but how can I say this? There's something missing. There's a chip missing in Jimmy's brain that stops him from being able to function in normal society. It's why he's gravitated towards professional wrestling. It's why he's been successful.
No doubt, you have to be off the beaten path, a little eccentric, to do the things Jimmy Jacobs has done over the years and so successfully, but Jacobs realizing he's in the midst of a war zone, a battlefield now, and there's nowhere safe. And PCO gonna take a chance. Oh no!
Oh my God! He landed back of his head on the chair. Did you see that?
Back of the head on the chair, and on the way down, Danny Maff was swinging a garbage can.
Unintended consequence there for PCO.
This could be it here. 2 count.
Yeah, I think, I don't want to get too graphic, but I think you're going to have to literally end PCO to pin him in this match in Montreal.
Yeah, and Montreal, I think, is the key word above all. Knowing how many of these fans are here specifically, primarily to see him, how they worship him, and how Dan Maff desecrated Canada, Quebec, everything he said and done, and then certainly that flag. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he just dumped him. And hit the back of his head on the steel steps.
Yeah, great observation. It's like Danny Maff's getting double or triple the damage, maybe even he's intended by some of these maneuvers. And Billy Gunn right in the middle of the fight, not going to be intimidated, watching over things closely. Saw Billy Gunn have some stern words to criticize Rohan Raja and the way he successfully retained the champion's grail earlier. Billy will speak his mind. He's not afraid to get in your face.
No, Billy Gunn is terrifying. And this is a guy who, about my age, late 50s, and has one of the best physiques in professional wrestling. Just a stud of an athlete.
No doubt, and Jacobs maneuvering that table into Maff's reach. And PCO is just instinctively climbing. I think PCO realizes he needs to do something big. Oh my God. Danny Maff's specialty maneuvers, a burning hammer.
This is a horrible move. I hate to see it, and oh my God, on a table yet.
Folds up PCO and the table. That's gotta be it. 2 count only. Some of the most devastating burning hammers I've ever seen, certainly in this country, if not the entire world. I think 8 or 9 out of the top 10 were Danny Maff. And check this out one more time, Don.
Oh, God. That's a brutal maneuver, not to a table. When you incorporate a table, it would destroy most men. And now Jimmy Jacobs handing off a cinder block or 2 to Dan Maff.
A cinder block?
And I promise you, Dan Maff knows what to do with a cinder block. 3 of them, in fact.
House of Pain match, no disqualifications, falls count anywhere.
You know, Jimmy Jacobs, intelligent. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better-looking young guy than Jimmy Jacobs. But he's just one of those guys that, if it weren't for pro wrestling, he'd probably be in an institution living behind a fence.
Yeah, you can say what you want about his good looks, but there is an ugly side beneath that surface.
He hates himself.
And I think he's content on spreading that hate to anyone and anything that doesn't follow his plan, his order, his goals in Maple Leaf Pro or Pro.
Oh, clubbing forearms and fists by PCO. Watch out, Destro.
Oh, look out.
Good Lord, oh my God.
PCO's got to be, what, 320, He violently bounced like he got shot out of a car. One more time. My God.
This is insanity.
Ladder doesn't budge. PCO just being pinballed throughout this entire building. And again, I have to ask, Don, have you ever seen anyone treat PCO like this in 30 years?
No, and Jimmy Jacobs knows PCO well, and he handpicked Dan Maff for this job.
Yeah, Jacobs' history with both men. Known Danny Maff for 20-plus years, Ring of Honor, Northeast Independence. Certainly everybody knows the legend of PCO.
Jimmy Jacobs is a guy who has a lot of grand plans, always did. His physical size or lack thereof prevented him from executing on those plans, but now he has got this brute of a man, Dan Maff, to do the physical bidding, to make reality the psychosis that is in the head of Jimmy Jacobs.
And Don, am I seeing this right? We're up to, is it 8 cinder blocks?
It is 8 cinder blocks.
And Maff to the eyes. PCO is prone. PCO's defenseless.
PCO is up.
Oh my God.
Come on. Oh my God.
Just an unspeakable amount of pain up the back of Danny Maff. And PCO.
No, not again.
Choke slam.
That's gotta be it, no?
No budge, no give, and the pin, and Maff, how the hell did he get his shoulder up? Look at this.
Oh.
Oh, Maff's is lower back off the edge of those cinder blocks. And again, this isn't some cheap construction refuse. These are heavy-duty pieces of business.
Oh,
These
yeah.
are reinforced. And a low blow by Danny Maff.
PCO got shocked initially to start this whole affair by Destro below the belt, and now just got kicked below the belt.
I want to remind you, this House of Pain matchup is sponsored by SaveWithConrad.com. You know, Conrad can help you with your mortgage, but these men are mortgaging the futures of their careers, maybe their livelihoods, with what they're going through in this House of Pain. And Billy Gunn wants to make sure it stays one-on-one. Jimmy Jacobs just crossed a line.
I would powder if I were Jimmy.
Jimmy Jacobs doesn't think that way. Jacobs doesn't know he's not 6'6" and 270 as well.
He's throwing a tantrum, and he's picking the wrong guy to do it with.
Billy Gunn's never been the kind to say, you know what, you're right, I was wrong, I'm sorry. Jimmy, listen to him.
I think Jimmy should slap him.
That'd be the last thing Jimmy Jacobs does. What is he doing?
I don't know.
What is this?
I'm not sure what they're dressed as.
A bunch of men in some type of protective, is it hazmat suits or whatever the hell it is? Orderlies of some kind, maybe to dispose of Billy Gunn, but they were disposed of, and Jimmy Jacobs got caught red-handed between a rock and a hard place.
Destro's got that cattle prod-like device there.
Well, the best laid plans of Jimmy Jacobs did not go forward as intended.
No, the band of spermazoids that he brought out here have been unsuccessful so far.
And it's gonna get worse.
Oh my Lord, PCO is an abomination, but I love it.
This man is not human. Whether it's one man or an entire army, PCO only knows fight, defend, survive.
The question everyone is asking now is, including Dan Maff, what is it going to take to put PCO down?
Wait a minute, Maff got in Billy Gunn's face for what he did to Jacobs, and Maff just ate a famouser. PCO. Maybe one death-defying move away. Will anyone be home in PCO?
Oh, God! Almost hit his head.
What? You gotta be kidding. PCO moonsault. Famouser. Not to mention all the barbaricism we've seen in this match. And Maff kicked out.
What's terrifying to me is the lengths to which PCO will go to win this match. I don't think our imaginations are even built to fathom it.
I think even Billy Gunn and PCO are having that same conversation. They can't imagine what they've seen.
I think Billy Gunn thinks PCO is out of his mind, and I think Billy Gunn would be right.
Destro's coming over here, and I'm getting scared. And PCO is heading into the crowd. Hey, keep in mind,
good Lord.
It is Falls Count Anywhere. They can go anywhere in the province of Quebec, and it's legal.
I think I'm going to move.
Into the hockey glass. Doc Callis is getting the hell out of here, and that may be the best idea I've ever heard. But PCO and Danny Maff are fighting at our feet. And PCO setting up these tables. Maff is hurt. He got sent that reinforced plexiglass, which is meant to withstand every physical body check and 100-mile-per-hour puck you've ever seen. And it's Maff and PCO. Look out, reversal. And Maff into the plexiglass. Oh my God, Maff is on those two tables. And PCO. Oh my God, no. Don't tell me. Don't do, see ya.
All right, I think we're back. We got chased off by Dester here. I have no idea what PCO, well, I actually do have an idea. This is not good. This is not good at all. I really wish he would not do this.
PCO, think about this. It could be the last thing you do.
Oh my Jesus!
A swanton to the depths of hell.
For God's sakes, let this be over.
Falls Count Anywhere.
Well, after 36 years, I've seen something I've never seen before. That was insane.
Here is your winner, and still International Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, PCO!
Well, I guarantee you 50-plus years of the international title, Billy Robinson or Edouard Carpentier never won a title match like this. That's what happens when you push PCO to the edge and beyond.
I don't know how far that drop was. I'm just kind of measuring. I would say that that drop was a good 23 feet. What is he doing? What is he doing?
I have no idea, but up over here. PCO is walking. This
Maybe time to
man,
go back in the box.
he's standing. He's walking. After that jump, that landing, Dan Maff is laying in a heap of wreckage
Yeah, I
and
think
broken bones.
Jimmy Jacobs better pull out the Rolodex because I don't think Dan Moff's ever going to wrestle again after that.
PCO, absolutely indestructible.
premier de vous tous qui m'a remis en vie. Michel Roy, The Destro! Hey! Chacun d'entre vous qui êtes ici ce soir, ça n'a pas de bon sens, comment je suis content! Quand j'ai entendu le goodbye, là, je vous ai reconnu. Je reconnais le peuple québécois, les Montréalais. Le même championnat que Dino Bravo et Guy Martel. Merci, merci. It's a lot.